There we go. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Oh, here we go. Here comes some music.
Don't stop, buddy.
Well, he said don't stop, and I stopped. Sorry. Sorry. All right, let me move this over here. Let me move that over there. Grab Audacity, and we can get started recording this show. Stream Elements needs to add a full list of quotes, don't they? Don't they have a full list? That's too small. I need to make... There we go. Okay, that's better. Arislea was so hyped for the drop. All right. Let's go ahead and get started, everybody. Let me share the show notes with you. There's the show notes, so now you can see them. All right. Time to get going. This episode of Switchcraft is brought to you by patrons like Jonathan Hill. Support Switchcraft and my other content for as little as $1 and get exclusive rewards at patreon.com/runjumpstomp. What's up, dude? Oh, can you show me after I'm done? All right, thank you. About 40 minutes. Thank you, Rez. This is a sweet seat. It is very, very comfortable. Very comfortable. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, now I'm going to do the sponsor read. Episode 94 of Switchcraft is brought to you by Audible. Get your selection from thousands of books for free. It doesn't cost you a thing. You just head on over to Nope, I screwed that up. Episode 94 of Switchcraft is brought to you by Audible. If you want to get free audiobooks, head on over to runjumpstomp.com/audible and you can have your selection from thousands of audiobooks. If you like podcasts, you're guaranteed to also enjoy audiobooks. One other thing to note is that even if you don't stay with it, even if you just sign up for free, you get your free book and then you cancel, you get to keep the free book and it directly supports the podcast. So thank you to Audible for supporting Switchcraft. Oh my God, it stopped. I hate that. Now I got to read that again. I feel like I did a good one. Thousands of patrons. That'd be great. That'll never happen. That's crazy talk. All right. Episode 94 of Switchcraft is brought to you by Audible. Choose your book out of a selection of thousands over at runjumpstomp.com/audible, and it directly supports the show. Just keep in mind, even if you cancel after the first month, you get to keep that free book for as long as you want. I've been an Audible customer for a very long time, and I'm going to recommend a book to you guys. I'm going to recommend, oh my gosh, what's the name of it? It's by Craig Ferguson. It's called American on Purpose. So American on Purpose by Craig Ferguson. That's my recommendation to you. He reads it himself, and even in his little Scottish accent. So it's a really fun read. He's a very funny guy. So anyway, audible.com. Damn it, it's not audible.com. Latency connection setting has caused the recorded audio to be hidden before 0. What the heck does that mean? Come on in, buddy. What do you need? Then just come in and do it. What is wrong with this? Those are really cool. All right, you got to go do your homework.
Just wanted to give them to
Okay, I will look at them when I'm done. Thank you. What is wrong with Audacity? All right, I'm going to have to start all over. I'm going to close Audacity. Got to start fresh. I don't know what the hell that... I've never seen that error before, so I have no idea. All right. This episode of Switchcraft is brought to you by patrons like Jonathan Hill. Support Switchcraft and my other content for as little as $1 and get exclusive rewards at patreon.com/runjumpstomp. Name that patron. Go ahead and save file. Save project as. We'll put it on the desktop. SC94. I don't know what that error is. I've never seen that before. All right. Episode 94 of Switchcraft is also brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook that you get to keep whether you stay a member or not by heading on over to runjumpstomp.com/audible. They've got thousands of books to choose from, so you can find something in any genre that you're looking for. Again, that's runjumpstomp.com/audible. Take that. Good news, everybody. I'm coming down with something. I can feel it. Isn't that great? All right, I'm man, sorry. Let's see if we can do this. Switchcraft is recorded live every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. over at twitch.tv/runjumpstomp. I just want to take a moment to thank the people in chat. People like Aerslia, Zim Zorz is here, Kodiak Moonwolf, Vaxer, Dr. Panda, PhD, Vaxer is here, Resd TV is here, Link 31254, TF Wagner, Captain Logan. So many people are coming out, and I'm sure that there's some lurkers out there. You guys are all awesome for hanging out with me while I record this. Again, that URL is twitch.tv/runjumpstomp every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. Let's jump in with feedback. We're going to start with a review from iTunes. We've got TNRT-iTunes. They called it the only Switch podcast that you need in your feed. I really like the rhyming there. They said, what do you need from a Switch podcast? Consistency, professional quality, a down-to-earth and enjoyable host, reliable and current content with a fairly unbiased opinions. You get all this and more with Run Jump Stomp's Switchcraft. The shorter, more frequent format is perfect for busy gamers and listeners that aren't able to invest in 1.5 to 2 hour shows. RJS also invests time and care into his community, regularly interacting with listeners on Twitch, Discord, and Twitter. If you're not hooked, you will be. Give it a go. Thank you so much, TNRT iTunes, for reviewing the podcast. I really, really appreciate it. It helps us go up higher. So big thumbs up to you. If you're looking for a way to get a hold of me, there's a whole bunch of ways that you can do that. You can do the Discord, like he was mentioning. You can, that's at runjumpstomp.com/Discord. You can, of course, email me, runjumpstomp@gmail.com. You can tweet at me, at runjumpstomp, and you can leave a voicemail. The phone number is 260-RUNJUMP. That's 260-786-5867. Call that number, leave a voicemail, and I'll play it on the show. All right, let's jump into the news. The news. Feedback. Double the vaxxer, double the fun. Did I hear about filters on WWE? No. Oh, no, you weren't talking to me. Okay, there you go. Did I say Vaxxer's name twice? Well, I was talking about Vaxxer and then Vaxxer underscore. That was both of them. Okay. Let's click on that. Squeak. Thomas Attenberger, who is at Mr. Helmut, that's at MRHELMUT, who is, he's part of Flying Oak Games, which made Neurovoider, which I've talked about on the show before. He tweeted out, I can't share any number from our Switch launch, but 1 month after, what I can tell you is that 1 month on the Switch equals a lifetime on Steam, including early access. So what is this all about? Well, it looks like people are buying games on the Switch. This is something that we've run into many times in the past, is that it's quite common for people who own Nintendo consoles to use those consoles almost exclusively for Nintendo-only games. And third parties kind of get left out in the dry sometimes, or left out in the cold, I think is the right thing. Anyway. Neurovoider, which I recommend, it's a very fun roguelike. They are apparently selling more on Switch than they are on Steam. Now, I wouldn't be very fair and unbiased if I didn't point out that the eShop on the Switch has like 140 games or so by now, whereas Steam has literally thousands upon thousands of games. So it's a little harder to find something in Steam. I mean, it's fine if you know the name of it, but if you're just looking by genre, it's tough to find a game that you don't already know about on Steam. Whereas on the eShop, there's not as nearly as much stuff to go through to find the game. So I think that's probably one of the reasons why they're seeing such good sale numbers on the Switch. Now, as the Switch goes on, especially at the pace that we have had, where we've been getting like 10 or more games almost every week for the past few weeks, if this keeps on going, it's going to be we're going to run into the same issue. I mean, we're not going to have thousands of games on the Switch. Maybe someday, but I doubt it. But we are going to have a lot more than we have now, and it's going to make it harder and harder to look through the eShop and find something. The discoverability for that game, or I'm sorry, for a game on the eShop is going to be really tough in the future, especially if Nintendo doesn't do more to allow us to filter things and go through and find exactly what we're looking for. I think that they did a good job on the Switch, on the Wii U, where you look at the Wii U eShop and you can tap on the screen and say, all right, I only want to see Super Nintendo games, or I only want to see Game Boy games, or I only want to see third-party games. They made it pretty easy to look through, and the Switch's UI is bare bones, which I'm okay with, but the eShop needs to be easier to navigate, especially as the number of games grows and grows. Now, I'm saying all that to try and tamp down expectations about this idea that Neurovoider's flying off the shelves compared to on Steam. But at the same time, I'm playing devil's advocate here. At the same time, Neurovoider is a low-profile game. It's not widely known, and it's selling really well on the Switch. And it's sharing that space with some heavy hitters, and people are still picking it up. And I think that goes to show you that third parties, they need to get their games on the Switch because people are buying games for that system. And I think it has to do with the games, or with the system being a portable system. The fact that you can take it with you wherever you go means you're going to get through your games much, much faster. And then you're more likely to buy another game. All right, so TF Wagner in chat says, I need to use my wish list. I get what you mean by that, but that's not going to help me discover games that I don't know about. I'm in the Nintendo zeitgeist. I'm constantly researching stuff for the show, so I'm always hearing about the new games. If you miss a week checking the eShop, like Captain Logan was saying here in chat, if I miss a week checking the eShop, I'm gonna miss like the games that came out that week are gonna get buried under the onslaught of many games. And I'm not saying there's too many games for I'm not saying that there's too many games for the Switch. I'm just saying that there's a lot, and it's a lot to get through, and people just can't keep up with all of it. So I think the eShop needs to be. I think Nintendo needs to address that, and the sooner that they do that, the better. All right, and then we'll go with sales, I guess. Well, yeah, I understand that, TF Wagner, but if I, like, here, let me show you. Let me show you mine. Okay? And again, this is my problem. No, how do I do this? Oh. Come on, turn on. I'm trying to get my controller to connect. Oh, there we go. All right, so if I go to the news, look at that. Look at all the news. Like, there's tons of it. It just goes on and on and on and on, and there's just too much. They need a way to curate this stuff. They need a way to slim it down or to filter it so that you can. And yes, I know you can say, I don't want to hear about this game. I want to hear about this game. I know that you can do that. But I think that the eShop makes it really hard to navigate. And it's okay right now. But in the future, it's going to be a disaster if Nintendo doesn't give us better tools to navigate it. Right, Rez has a good point. Like, say, hey, here's a game that we think is awesome, that you'll like. You know, look at the games that I already have and recommend a game for me. That kind of thing. Dr. Panda HD says that, and when you have a Japanese eShop account for Yeah, oh, yes, exactly. That's what I was, I brought this up to show you guys that. There, see? It's in Japanese. Because I have, not only do I have a Japanese eShop account, but I also have a European eShop account. And because of those things, wow, the Switch is heavy. I forget how heavy this thing is. It's really nice. But because of those accounts, like this news page is useless to me. Let me shut that off. Rez says, devs are saying that things are selling like mad for now. When hundreds upon hundreds are there in the view all, it will be useless. Right, that's what I'm saying. If there's too many games in the view all, it's going to be useless. We just need filters. All right, let's go on. Let's move on. All right, listen, Amazon. You and I have been buddies for a really long time. I give you money every single year. Amazon Prime. And I have been extolling the virtues of Amazon Prime for a very long time. If Amazon were walking down the hall, if Jeff Bezos himself walked in, I would high-five the guy. Or at least I would have up until this week. Because I have heard that pre-orders have now been delayed for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System Classic Edition. And we already knew that pre-orders were delayed. People who pre-ordered it through Amazon got an email saying, well, sorry, you're not going to get your thing on time because of reasons. They didn't really go into it. And people thought, all right, well, maybe they're just being delayed for whatever the reason is. I'm sure that it's a reasonable thing. Then on launch day, and I didn't really talk about this on launch day, but on launch day, Amazon was selling Super Nintendo classics off of their treasure truck, which are these trucks which go around to big cities, and they have like, I think they have like one item on them, and if you happen to be in the right place at the right time, you get to buy the thing. But here's the thing. Like, let's say that I didn't pre-order from Amazon US. I pre-ordered one from Amazon UK, and I pre-ordered one from GameStop, and I got both of them. One of them's the European version. Anyway, moving on. Let's say I was one of the people who pre-ordered a Super Nintendo, and I got it from Amazon, and then I got an email saying your pre-order has been delayed. I would have been like, okay, that's no big deal. I'm not upset, because as long as I get it, I really don't care when I get it, you know? I've lived this many years without it. And then to find out that they were on the treasure trucks, that really ticks me off. But now, this is where things go sideways. Is that there have been reports, and these are just people talking to customer service representatives, so we don't know if they're true or not. But there have been reports that some pre-orders for the Super Nintendo Classic through Amazon have now been canceled. Now, I don't know if it's true. There's nothing confirming this, just reports of people who are upset that they have been told that their pre-order was canceled, but they pre-ordered it, and then Amazon turned around and sold it to somebody else. And that really, really ticks me off. And I know people are like, well, just call Amazon. They'll make it right. Well, what they'll do, because anytime I've ever had an issue with Amazon, I've called up and they've made it right by giving me a free month of Amazon Prime. Yahoo. I mean, it's better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick, but I'm not going to do a cartwheel over that. So, but here's the thing that I don't understand. Because other retailers are reporting that they're getting restocks. So, like, you can go to GameStop and, maybe in the middle of the week you might be able to find a Super Nintendo Classic. Or you can go to Best Buy and pick one up, or Walmart and buy them. But Amazon is canceling them. And it feels like Amazon has some kind of issue with Nintendo. And I don't know whose fault it is. Because everybody else seems to be handling the Nintendo stuff okay. I mean, not the best, and I'm sure that Nintendo could definitely improve things here. But Amazon seems to be dropping the ball like big time. Let's go back to March 3rd. On March 3rd, the Switch came out. My Switch was delivered. Breath of the Wild was not. I had to drive to Best Buy, buy a copy of the game, so that I could play it on launch day, because I had told my viewers at Run Jump Stomp, or at twitch.tv/RunJumpStomp, little plug there. I told my viewers that I would be playing that game and unboxing the system right there live on the show, or on the stream. And so I had to go to Best Buy and buy another copy of the game in order to do that. And that was not cool. Mario Kart, the day that came out, we ordered two for my house, because we have two Switches, one for me and one for my son. And we wanted to be able to play that game together, and I can't stand split screen. I hate playing games split screen. Things are too small. I'm old. I can't see it. I'm not interested in split screen. So we bought two copies of that game. One of them arrived. The other one did not arrive until Monday. And there have been reports of this happening all over the place, where Amazon is not delivering their stuff on the day of release like they say they will. And then the only thing that they do is they turn around and they say, hey, sorry, here's a free month of Prime. That's not good enough. That is not good enough. And it makes me worry about what am I going to do when the next big game comes out. Like, I pre-ordered through Amazon Mario Odyssey. Is that game going to show up at my doorstep on time? Am I going to be able to stream it on the day of release like I plan? Who knows? There's no way of knowing ahead of time. It seems like Nintendo and Amazon seem to be having, like, maybe they're butting heads or something. I'm not sure. I seem to remember for a really long time you could not even buy stuff from Nintendo on Amazon's website. Like, you could not go out and buy a Switch unless it was from a third party on Amazon. But they seem to have fixed that with the Switch. But now, I mean, who knows what is going on? All I can say is that Amazon needs to get their act together, and Nintendo needs to go in there and lay the hammer down. Or maybe it's Nintendo's fault. I'm not sure. It doesn't seem like it is, because the other retailers are getting restocks and Amazon is canceling stuff. But if it's the other way, if it's Nintendo's fault, then Nintendo needs to fix their nonsense, and Amazon needs to lay the hammer down and say, listen, you are losing out on money and you're costing us customers. Link31254 in chat says, I'm debating canceling my Amazon pre-order for Mario Odyssey. I took a long weekend. I need it the day of release, I think is what he means to say. Captain Logan in chat says the same way Amazon has issues with Apple. Yeah, Amazon and Apple, they don't tend to play nice together. But whatever the issue is, I'm not sure what it is. One way or the other, it needs to get fixed, or I'm going to stop pre-ordering my games from Amazon. And I will, even though I really love Amazon Prime. I'm a big fan of Amazon Prime. We order just about everything on Amazon. I'll go to Best Buy and get one of their, I don't know, whatever their game deal is. There's some kind of gamers club where you get deals on buying games from there, and that'll be where I get my games from now on. And I really hate doing that, because that means that it won't come to my house and I'll have to leave and get in a car, and I'll be sad. All right, let's move on to something a little more interesting. Name SNES. All right, let's close that. Well, it's not a huge surprise to anyone, but Nintendo might be working on a Game Boy Classic Edition. And this is via a trademark, which is basically how we found out about the Super Nintendo Classic, is a trademark on the basically on the image of a Super Nintendo controller, I believe it was. And then later on, we saw an image trademarked for the Super Nintendo controller, the three-pronged weirdo. And now we've got a Game Boy image being trademarked by Nintendo. And I'm excited about this. However, I'm going to have a cautious optimism here. That's what I want to point out. Cautious optimism. And if you want to read the information, check out the link in the show notes. It's from Mashable.com. I only want this if there's an HDMI out and the ability to play with a controller. And I know that sounds weird, but that's because I am a streamer and I want to be able to stream the games. And I know that I am the outlier. I'm not the same. I'm the exception to the rule. Most people probably don't care if there's HDMI out, but I do. I really want HDMI out for the Game Boy Classic if it's something that happens. Here's a question for you guys. What do you think is going to be next? Do you think we'll get the Game Boy Classic next? Let's just assume that we're going to get it. We might not, but let's just assume that we will. And let's also assume that we're going to get the N64 Classic. Which one do you think that we should get next? The Game Boy or the N64? And I feel like my money is on the Game Boy, because that is a system that you can sell with no controller. And I wouldn't be happy about it, because I want to use a controller and have it hooked up to my Twitch stream so I can stream it. That's a system you can sell without a controller, and I mean an external controller. Whereas with the N64, if they're going to sell that, which I think that they will, that thing had 4 controllers. Are we going to have 4 controllers in the box, or are people going to have to hunt down controllers? I mean, they kind of fixed it with the Super Nintendo Classic, where it came with 2 controllers, because the original Nintendo Classic, or the NES Classic, did not come with 2 controllers, and everybody is running around playing these on these garbagey third-party controllers they got spongy buttons, and it just doesn't feel right. I have one of those. I actually bought 2 of those controllers. I bought one sight unseen, saying, "Oh, I'll try that one." And then I bought another one, and I was unhappy with both of them. They're kind of crappy. I won't say which manufacturer it was. Actually, I probably don't remember, but that's beside the point. So what do you guys prefer to see? Do you want Nintendo to be making the Game Boy Classic first or the Nintendo 64 Classic? Link31254 says Super Game Boy Classic. I don't know what that means. I know that wasn't that how we could hook Game Boy games up to your Super Nintendo and play them on the TV? Captain Logan in chat says, can you imagine a Game Boy Classic that is powered by USB-C that can dock in the Switch dock? Oh, that would blow my mind. That would be so cool. Just have USB-C. Is it thin enough? I mean, it doesn't matter. They can make it as thin as they need to. Man, that's a brilliant idea. Nintendo, hire Captain Logan right now. Anyway, let's move on to some really good news for Nintendo. And we're going to go GB. Let's see. You had some email. You had someone email in about going digital over physical. I wonder what the incentive for going digital is when I can pick up a physical first party at 20% off through Best Buy Gamers Club. Well, I mean, I get what you're saying, Captain Logan, but it just feels more portable when you don't have to worry about the cards. You know what I mean? That's right, Captain Logan. Quit your day job. Work for Nintendo. Hey, wait, can that mean that you'd be my uncle? My uncle that works at Nintendo? That would be awesome. Res TV, that's awesome. Yeah, yeah. Everyone's going to be mad at Captain Logan for thinking of that. Because we know that they won't do that, but that would be awesome. All right, I'm going to list off some games, and I want you to think about what do these games have in common. Super Mario 64, Gran Turismo, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Halo Combat Evolved, Half-Life 2, Halo 3, Orange Box, Super Mario Galaxy, Grand Theft Auto 4, Little Big Planet, Bayonetta, Super Mario Galaxy 2, Rock Band 3, Zelda Skyward Sword, Last of Us, Grand Theft Auto 5, Bayonetta 2, Bloodborne, and Breath of the Wild, and then finally Super Mario Odyssey. What do those games have in common? If you guessed that Edge Magazine gave all of them a 10 out of 10, you would not be wrong. So that's the headline there, is that Super Mario Odyssey has been given a 10 out of 10 by Edge Magazine. And the games that I listed off are the only games that Edge Magazine has ever given a 10 out of 10 to. Boy, there's a lot of Nintendo games on that list. Now, there's a couple that I don't necessarily agree with. And I know a lot of people are like, 10 out of 10, does that mean that it's perfect? And this is one of the reasons I hate numbered scores. You know, I that's why I do not use numbered scores when I'm reviewing a game. When I review a game, I just tell people if I would recommend it or not. And people always water everything down to the numbered score, and they ignore everything that the reviewer wrote or said about the said game. What do I think when I think 10 out of 10? I think that, and this is directly from Jose Otero, who used to be the host of Nintendo Voice Chat and now works for Nintendo. He said a 10 out of 10 to him is a masterpiece. That doesn't mean that it's perfect. I'm sure that there's things that could be better, but it means that the game is a masterpiece, and it is a must play. And it's very, very telling that Super Mario Odyssey got a 10 out of 10 from Edge Magazine, because that's telling me that that game is a masterpiece. And here's a little tidbit of information that the reviewer put in the actual review that really blows my mind. The reviewer said there are as many moons, if not more, and I'm not quoting them directly, I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember, but they said there are as many moons, if not more, in Super Mario Odyssey as there were Korok seeds in Breath of the Wild. And we all know that Breath of the Wild had like 900 Korok seeds. So we're going to be playing Super Mario Odyssey for a very, very long time. So there you go. I'm very happy to hear this news, and I am excited for Super Mario Odyssey. And we only have, gosh, what is it, the 27th when it comes out? I think so. So we got 2 weeks. We got 2 weeks left before Mario Odyssey, and then we're going to be playing. The one thing that I'm worried about with Super Mario Odyssey is that every time that I watch somebody play that game, they're using motion controls. And I know that Nintendo said that you don't have to use motion controls, but it's easier to play if you do. I don't really like motion controls outside of aiming, so hopefully it still plays well without motion controls. You know, knock on wood. That's what I'm hoping for. Anyway, that's it for the big headlines today. Let's talk about what I've been playing, and then we will do the lightning round. We'll name that Smo. Let's go ahead and save. You used to work for the publisher of Edge? That's cool, Moonwolf. All right, Baxter. I'll see you when you get back. Captain Logan is surprised at Bayonetta. I heard that game's fantastic. I never played it. It's not my kind of game. I don't really like button mashers, and I know a lot of people are like, whoa, don't call it a button masher. But to me, it's a button masher, because that's the only way I know how to play those games. I can't do the combos. I'm just like, punching the X. All right. What have I been playing since the last episode? I've been playing a little bit of Golf Story, which I think that is a fantastic game. I'm having a lot of fun with it, but I'm not going to talk about it too much today because I haven't had enough time with it to really make my decisions about how I feel about the game. So far, I'm having fun. I've also played Earth Atlantis, and that's the one that I want to talk about a little bit more today. Earth Atlantis is what I would refer to as a bullet hell shooter, where you've got bullets all over the screen. You have to avoid them. You can also shoot the bullets with your bullets in the game. Let's talk about the good stuff. So the game has a fantastic art design. Is gorgeous. It looks like somebody drew a picture on an old tattered paper map that like a pirate would have, it scrolled up with like a wax seal on it. That's what the game looks like. It looks like an old treasure map, basically, and it's gorgeous. And I love the look of the environments, even though they kind of get repetitive. One thing that I think would have been fantastic, and you won't hear me say this often, is this game should be on the 3DS, not the Switch, personally, because this is a game that would really benefit from having a better map on the bottom screen, and then on the top screen, that 3D effect would look really, really cool, because everything's the same color. It makes it hard to pick things out, and if it was in 3D, it would be so much easier to look and see, oh, there's a monster, and then this other thing's in the background. And I think that it would be fantastic on the 3DS. The game is a 2-button gameplay kind of game. You move your character around, and you've got 2 buttons to push. It's pretty hard, too. I can't imagine playing this game on hard. I tried it on medium, and I died a whole bunch. And then I decided I was going to play it on easy, and I was able to beat like 3 or 4 bosses. And it was fun. It wasn't super compelling to me, though. I did like the bosses. I thought that they were really cool, but I just didn't love the game. There wasn't a whole lot that was driving me forward to play it again, especially when I have a million other games to play. 1 second. I'm sorry about that. I had to clear my throat there. There's not a whole lot to pull you back to this game with everything else that's coming out right now. So I personally can't recommend Earth Atlantis, even though it's a good game. It's a good game that, well, it's an okay game. It's not bad in any sense of the term, or in any sense of the word. It's not a bad game. It's just not a game that I found compelling. And that's too bad, because I was pretty excited to play it. All right, let's jump into the lightning round. Gameplay. Let me edit out that cough a little bit better. Even though it's a good game that, well, I gotta go back further. Bosses, and it was fun. I don't remember what I said before I had to cough. And you've got 2 buttons to push. It's pretty hard too. I can't imagine playing this game on hard. I tried it on medium and I died a whole bunch. And then and it wasn't, but I have a million other games. 1 second. Okay, there we go. I had to clear my throat there. A million other games to play. A million. All right, there we go. Delete. All right, sorry about that nonsense, everybody. File save. Man, I am dying here. What is wrong with my Streamlabs recent event thing? That's not right. There we go. That's better. Okay. I've only got one story in the lightning round today, so I'm going to go through it real fast. Borderlands might be coming to the Switch. This was posted by, I believe it was Kodiak Moonwolf or ZapDC'd. One of those two posted it in the Discord. And it was basically, there's a Twitter account called Claptrap, who is a character in the Borderlands series. And that Twitter account had posted this thing about being an amiibo and what is an amiibo. And first off, that's cool because Claptrap, while I've not played Borderlands, I've seen Claptrap and he's a cool design. And it would be cool to have an amiibo of him or her. I guess I don't know. I don't know what if it's a male robot or a female robot. It's a robot, so I guess it would be cool as an amiibo. But Borderlands coming to the Switch, maybe. Now this isn't confirmed anywhere, but I mean it seems kind of obvious. That's a pretty old game. Is this something that you guys are interested in? I've never played a Borderlands game, and so I'm interested in this because it'll be a first time for me. You know, I'm kind of excited for that idea. All right, let's look at coming soon, which I forgot. The Amiibo tweet was over 900 days old. That was the last tweet. Oh, really? Man. All right, I'm just going to delete that. You know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to... Well, I guess I should fact check things because according to people in chat... Oh, it was Mr. Dippy that posted it. All right. Thank you, Mr. Dippy. According to people in chat, Captain Logan says the Amiibo tweet is kind of old from 2015. Res TV says the tweet is over 900 days old, and that was the last tweet on the account before the new ones came out. So, probably not. So, I guess I should do a little more research next time. Thank you for keeping me honest, Captain Logan and Res TV. I appreciate it. Probably not going to be getting Borderlands for the Switch. However, I still think it's a good idea. Only because I've never played a Borderlands game. If I had played a Borderlands game, or if I had owned the Borderlands games, I probably would say, no, I don't care if it comes or not. But being selfish that I am, I want it to come so that I have a reason to play it and play it portably. All right, let's wrap up by taking a look at what's coming up before the next episode. I'll just call that section Oops. All right, and you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to look at what was coming out. So we're going to get crackly audio here for a second while I look that up. 3 to 4 copies already. Upcoming releases full list. Here we go. All right, here we go. Today's the 12th. Man. Well, that's... No, okay. I want to look at... What? Here we go. Here we go. Chomped. Thank you. Or no, Chomped it goes. VLC Vibes. Thank you for the follow. Trying to find... Alright, here's the official Nintendo Games page. So the next episode comes out on the 14th. And according to this, we don't have any games coming out until the 17th. Okay. Well, the next episode of Switchcraft doesn't come out until the 14th, but looks like we don't have any games coming out until the 17th. But I'll go ahead and list those off. It looks like we've got Don't Knock Twice coming to the Switch, as well as Rogue Trooper Redux. Redux? I don't know how to say that. Redo? I don't know. Both of those games are coming out on the 17th, and then Putty Pals for Nintendo Switch is coming out on the 18th. I expect that everybody already knows that we've got Fire Emblem Warriors coming on the 20th, and I'm sure that there's a lot of people that have pre-ordered that. I have not, and I'm looking forward to that game, but I will probably play it next year. I think it's a huge mistake for Nintendo to bring that game out a week before Mario Odyssey. I really think it's a mistake, and I know that they are two different... Well, I know that they serve different audiences, but I feel like everybody on Switch is going to be getting Mario Odyssey, and Fire Emblem Warriors is going to get short shrift. I feel like Nintendo made this mistake before with... What's the name of the... with ARMS. ARMS came out, and then less than a month later, Splatoon 2 came out. And those are both fantastic games, and ARMS kind of gets ignored now. Not saying that people aren't playing ARMS, but people don't talk about it very much. People are still constantly talking about Splatoon, whereas ARMS is just kind of an afterthought, which is too bad because it's fantastic, and I actually prefer ARMS to Splatoon 2. I think it's a better game for me because I don't have to depend on other players, especially when the voice chat on the Switch is so poor. Anyway, I guess it's time to wrap this thing up. So thank you guys for listening. Big thanks to the people that I mentioned at the beginning of the show for hanging out here. Don't forget to check out runjumpstomp.com/audible for your free audio book. That's all the time that we have for today. If there's a story that I missed or a topic that you would like discussed, please let me know. If you're looking for ways to support the show, you can do so by heading over to my wife's Etsy page, the Patreon. Just share the show with a friend or review the show on iTunes. You can find links to all the ways that you can support the show at runjumpstomp.com/support. And another way that you can support the show is to check out Noteblock and Tom Winter's YouTube channels because they let me use their music on the show, and they're super, super talented people, so I highly recommend them. I'm out of here. You all have a fantastic day. Bye-bye. What's the matter, Kodiak? Wait, the fact that the Twitter account is now active is good news, just like the emo Kylo Ren. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Let me hit save. I'm going to put on some music. Look, here's that beat that you were looking for. Oh, mad about Splatoon. Yeah, I do prefer ARMS over Splatoon because I don't have to depend on other people. It's just me. Well, okay, that's not true, because sometimes you do have to depend on other people if you get into a boss fight or a 2v2 kind of thing. But, I don't know, I just think ARMS is more fun to me. It's a little less serious, I guess. Deadhead208, thank you for entering the castle. Welcome to the Nerd Nest. You are awesome. All right, so thank you guys for being here. Let's see how long the episode ended up being. I talked at about the Super Nintendo thing for a while. All right, so that is a minute, 3 minutes, 8 minutes, 15 minutes, 19 minutes, 23 minutes, 26 minutes, 27, 28, 29 minutes, 33 minutes. Roughly 33 minutes. Don't forget the Splatfest on Friday the 13th, Go Vampires. Yeah, I don't know. I don't find the... Yeah, I always feel like I'm more excited for the idea of the Splatfest than the actual Splatfest because it always ends up one-sided. And every single time I've done the Splatfest, I end up playing against my own team the whole time, and that really bothers me. It absolutely bothers me. Like when it was ketchup versus mayonnaise, and I was on Team Ketchup, every single fight was up against people who had also picked ketchup, and I hated it. Kodiak Moonwolf is mad because we got the wolves over here in the U.S. and he got stuck with toilet paper. Listen, man. Look at the Super Nintendo Classic that Europe got. And then look at the Super Nintendo Classic that the US got. We got the stupid purple buttons. This is the one, and I'm lucky to get this thing. This is the one that's in every European gamer's household that bought one. It looks like this. So much cooler. Purple buttons. Stupid purple buttons. Oh, I forgot about that, Kodiak. I'm sorry. Hey, man, you're going to get one because Nintendo is restocking them. Just don't buy them from Amazon. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of a jerk, huh? All right. Well, guys, let's find somebody to host. Let's find somebody to host. Go to Twitch. Twitch. Who is around that is super rad? Because you guys are super rad. And no, I pre-ordered it before he did. All right, here we go. Who is on that is super rad? I will tell you who is super rad. All right, you know who's awesome is Pistachio.
Let's get one thing straight, all right? You're a jerk.
Whoa, I am a jerk. That's right. But hey, let's get something else straight.
Who's saying you want a piece of me?
Bring it on. All right, I'm gonna host Pistachio, which I gotta look how to spell. Pistachibow. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Head on over to Pistachio and tell them I said hello. You guys have a great day.